Welcome back to my channel. I enjoyed making the get to know me tag so much that I've decided to follow Jesus and to make another tag video. This time I'm doing the travel tag and I'm gonna be telling you all about my travel experiences, the good, the bad, and the hilarious, I hope. So this is going to basically refresh my memory in terms of travel that I've done, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two from my experiences. What age were you when you first started traveling? I was 17 years old. It was in 2008 and it was for an arts and culture tour that we did at school. My first travel was to the UK. From London we took a train to Paris. From Paris we flew to Venice. From Venice we took a bus, I think, to Florence, and I can't remember how we got to Rome, but I know that was the last place that we visited on our Europe tour. What countries have you visited and lived in? I actually did this in my Get to Know Me tag video, where I spoke about the countries that I've been to and where I've lived. But if you have not seen that video, I'm gonna link it below so that you can go watch it anyway. But I have lived in the United States and in Canada, and the countries I've visited are England, France, Italy, and Canada, and the United States. Where is your dream place to go and why? I would love to go to Alaska. I really want to go kayaking with the whales, the orcas, and my fear of the water is gonna keep me from doing that probably, but it's a dream destination. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. The pictures are just so beautiful. And then Iceland. I would love to go to Iceland. Want to go do like the trekking through the what do you call it? The glaciers, and I want to see the black sand, and of course those beautiful hot springs. I would love to go swim in those. What are your favorite memories from traveling? There are so many memories that I have from traveling, and I can't really pick one or the other. I think I've done some really cool things, like I've been at the top of the Eiffel Tower. I've been on the 103rd floor of the Empire State Building. I think it's the 103rd. I've had a picnic in Central Park. I've been inside the White House. So there are so many like incredible memories. I couldn't pick one. What three things do you bring when you travel? Hand sanitizer is a must. I'm one of those people that needs to clean everything. What else? Hand sanitizer, money, and good shoes. Shoes are really important because you're going to be walking a lot. Sometimes something looks really close, but then when you actually start walking, you realize that it's really far. It happened to me over December in New York when I thought that I was going the right direction, when in actual fact I confused the avenues with the streets. And you'd think, like, I've been to New York a couple of times, that I would remember that, but I really didn't. Took the wrong trains, so good shoes are a must. Favorite food you've tried from another country? I haven't really tried anything like out of the ordinary. Like American food is pretty much South African food. In Canada I really liked poutine. And in France we didn't really do anything. I did try okonomi fries, which is probably one of the weirdest things I've ever eaten in my whole entire life. Oh, and eel sashimi. I've tried that as well while I was traveling overseas. I'm pretty sure you could probably get it here or anywhere, but the okonomi fries, it has the worst smell, but it's not that bad. Like it's okay. List a few words you've learned from your travels. Taxi, I think. Definitely when I was living in the United States, there was a lot of words, because we speak proper English, and they speak American English. So there were a bunch of things that I learned while I was there. For instance, it's not the dustbin, it's the trash. It's not the basin, it's the sink. It's not the boot, it's the back of the car. I don't think there's any words that I really learned. Oh, and then of course Southern. Southern is like a whole language on its own. Y'all wanna go coon hunting? So y'all is probably a word that I've learned from y'all bunch of Americans. Have you made friends from other countries? How did you meet them? Yes, I have actually made a bunch of friends. While I was au pairing in the United States, we had like a district manager and she would get us together. So I have friends in New Zealand, Australia, Russia, Romania, and I think that's about it. And then of course I have my friends in the United States and in Canada. What was your most memorable moment traveling? I feel like that's your favorite memories from traveling. I don't know, too many. The worst moment of your travels? Getting lost is pretty scary, especially when you're traveling by yourself. I ended up in a neighborhood that was really sketchy and I didn't know where to go. My Google Maps wasn't working. They were not speaking English or Spanish. This was in the United States that I got lost. I'm pretty sure they were speaking Ukrainian or Russian. Where would you like to go visit again and why? I love New York and I will go there as many times as I can. It's vibrant, it's colorful, and it's a cultural experience on its own. It's like, it's not even American. It's the fast pace and I love New York City. Do you have any upcoming traveling plans? I'm actually visiting a city in South Africa, Clarence, at the end of the month. So that's traveling plans, I guess. Why do you travel? I think it's really important to travel because it teaches you a lot about not only yourself but about other cultures, and it broadens your horizons. It makes you see that things aren't always black and white. You know, there's grey and there's purple and there's green in between, and I think it just makes you wise and mature, and you get to meet really cool people along the way. Have you ever traveled for work? No. Well, I traveled for work when I lived in the United States. So, what climates do you prefer? Definitely not tropical or desert. I like just normal, warm, cool weather. Warm or cool weather. Like, I don't mind summer or winter or anything, but definitely not tropical. It's too sticky. What is the first thing you check out when you go to a new country? You need to check out the bars and the local coffee places first, because that's where you're going to meet really interesting people and they're locals, and they will give you like great tips on where to go and where to eat. Have you traveled around your home country, and where is your favorite place there? I have, but not really. Like, I feel bad about it because South Africa has so many really cool and vibrant places to check out, but I do love Cape Town also. It's like San Francisco but with a South African twist. Very laid back, the mountains but also the ocean, so it's a really cool place. What is your favorite thing about traveling? I think, why do we travel? Favorite thing about traveling is basically the same thing. You really get to meet interesting people and you learn a lot about yourself. My top travel tips for other people: don't go where all the tourists go. If you want to go where the tourists go, Google it beforehand, because you don't really need a tour guide. It's a lot of money and sometimes you can do stuff for free. I know some of my friends just came back from Croatia and they were like, the Game of Thrones tour, you can basically Google, so you don't need to do a tour. I did that when I was in New York. You know, I just Googled like Sex and the City place, friends apartment. So lots of things that you can just Google basically. Wear good shoes, find out where the locals eat and drink, because that'll definitely like make your experience completely different. Always fly on a Wednesday, because Wednesdays are cheaper to fly. And then stay with friends if you can, if you do have friends in the country that you're visiting, because that really makes your trip less expensive. And have fun. I think that's the most important tip of them all. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments below. You are more than welcome to send me suggestions of videos you'd like me to do. If I am able to do them, I most certainly will do them. Until next time.